Salut tout le monde, it's your boy Adero, Lukael. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. This is episode 15. I'm never sure when I say the number. I'm always like, is it that number? I should probably double check before I start recording. So, episode 15. In the last episode, we finally, I've been using that word a lot, haven't I? We finally met Everard Clare, the leader of the Union, and he turned out to be pretty despicable, slimy dude. You know, the type that acts like they're your friend, but then they try to blackmail and manipulate you. So, not a big fan of Mr. Clare, but we did make some pretty good breakthroughs with the Hardy Boys. I much prefer my friend Titus than Everard at this point. So we finally convinced Titus to tell us the truth, and it is that they've been covering up the murder of the hanged man, who was shot seemingly while with Clausier. We still have to talk to her about that, but today is kind of wide open. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. I'm going to explore the workshop in the Whirling in Rags, talk to Clausier again, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll explore the new part of town. Maybe we'll keep talking to Everard, not too sure. But whatever we do, I'm sure it's gonna be fun. So thank you as always for joining me, and without any further ado, let's jump right back in. Alright, so we were about to investigate this elevator, but it is really late, and I did want to go talk with Clausie again before she goes to bed. So I guess we're gonna do that right now. Our friends Judith and Jean Wigmore are gone for some reason. I guess they went to their room for the night. Like, there has to be more rooms than what we just see here, right? Because this would be a really small hotel otherwise. So apparently he was shot through this window, which explains why this window was recently replaced, but only on one side. So why is that? Maybe the other side was open at the time? She's still here. All right, let's see what you have to say for yourself.
It's always good to see you.
Is it? She cracks a wary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Oh, really? I think there was still something I hadn't asked her, right?
Sure.
We could take a look at her passport, maybe.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Oh?
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Oh, so you're the type to want to be ready to leave at any moment, are you?
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. Or how do I know you told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausier Mondu. It's a weird name.
Okay then.
Okie dokie.
She pours herself more coffee.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or...
The record. So official.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened. So Titus mentioned, he said, please don't take her away. Like, he kind of asked us a favor. So I guess, like, she would be a suspect in this case because he got shot. No, because he got shot through the window. But like, I guess it's possible we would want to bring her in for questioning or something. And he said, please don't take her away. Because like, in Martinez, we take care of our own. I guess we're going to try to do that if we can. I'll see what Kim has to say. I'm kind of deferring to him for when it comes to the rules of this investigation. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Oh, she puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting this. You sent us on a runaround. You lied to us, miss. Chill. I'm the cool cop, remember? Yeah, you don't look surprised.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
But like, she didn't kill him, right? She was with him when he got shot through the window? So like, why? What does she have to hide? I guess because Titus mentioned there are people looking for her, like dangerous people, and she's been trying to hide. But like,
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Okay, well, thank you, I guess.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
I guess she had to try.
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Oh, that's what it's about. She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this? The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry. I mean, aren't we though? Like, I know we were put in power by the moralists, but I don't know how much we answer to them. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What are they gonna do to you?
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill.
Then why are you still here? Like, why didn't you run away? I guess she's safer in Martinez than like anywhere else because the RCM doesn't have that much power here. So other than just like running away out in the wild, I guess in Martinez is the safest place she can be. So that's why she stayed here.
Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
There's a wince and a pained little smile. So it didn't have anything to do with you. I mean, are we gonna get a choice to include her in our report or not? Because we could just not mention her, but like, we don't know what she's done. Like, maybe she deserves to get arrested. Like, maybe she did some pretty horrible things. She is a pretty fucked up person, it seems.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oronese lit.
Just because she's aloof and like kind of nice to us, that doesn't mean she's not like a fucked up person. You said you studied Oronese lit. What is with this fugitive stuff? What did you do to have these people after you? Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? That's a good question. But yeah, you said you studied literature, so what is with this fugitive stuff?
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called it. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
Competitive intelligence? What, were you like a spy? What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again, with a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
Stealing, like the ledgers of a company, is not illegal? That doesn't sound right.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
Kim's like, look, I'm ready to believe your story, but I'm gonna need some details here.
The job was Lewes-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewes-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
Try me. Try Kim.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lewes-Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Okay, first of all, how can you not know who hired you? Like, if you don't know who they are, why would you work for them? And second, why did you even take this job? Like, it sounds like you already had a job, so why suddenly get into industrial espionage? I'm sure there are people who have done much worse than that. Serves them right. When I am king, this savings bank will be the first against the wall. You're right, this is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. That's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into. Yep.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. what I did to get to accounting.
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Why would you do all this, though?
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
What did you do?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
What, like, did you try and seduce him? Or, like, because they lost their job? Like, that's bad. How do you live with yourself? That's not easy to deal with. Let's get back to what happened here, okay? I mean, I don't have the full picture here. I don't know exactly what happened. But that's bad. I don't know if I want to accuse her necessarily. That's not easy to deal with.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
I'm a cop. What I do is right. By not remembering a single goddamn thing. I don't either.
There you have it. The way of the warrior.
She's already almost devoured the cigarette she just lit and looks at it sadly. What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass.
Okay, I did ask for exactly what happened. I don't know if I needed those specific details. Like, you could have just said you were both in the room and then you got shot. I would have believed you, but I guess the added details does make this more believable, so, okay.
I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
That's pretty traumatic. You don't have to continue if you don't want to, then whatever. But see, that's the thing with this woman. It's like, she's gone through this horrible thing, right? So anyone with empathy would be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, you don't have to continue if you don't want to. Like, if you're the sensitive type, you're going to be like, I understand this is difficult, miss. Like, you know, because she's a woman, because she's the victim here. But all the stuff she's told us about, like, all this fucked up shit that this dude did and, like, how it didn't really bother her. Like, clearly she's not some fragile little flower, you know, who's done no wrong. She's been through some shit. She's kind of messed up. Not that I'm judging. But, you know, she's not some fragile flower I should protect. I think she's fine. Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
She points through the window. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
Oh, she thought they were here for him and for her.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss. I'm sorry this happened to you. Are you sure you're not making this up? That's a motherfucker. We're going to need more details. I mean, that's plenty details already. Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty horrible thing to go through, so I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
Okay.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Of course, Kim.
Not as much as usual.
Oh?
He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
And that's not as much as usual?
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual.
I mean, Titus said a whole bunch of things, right? Most of it was lies just to cover up his bullshit. So he probably just lied. But I guess I should double check. Titus said you look pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Okay, just that.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Oh, so... Okay, and so then you asked the Hardy Boys to help you cover this up.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
This is kind of what I've been wondering, right? Why didn't you run away from here? As a matter of fact, why are you here now? But I guess it's because she doesn't really have anywhere else to go that would be like safer than Martinez.
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
Who?
I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Oh, that must be the hate Hardy. That must be the female driver. Yeah, that must be her. That must be the female driver.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She says as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
She is the 8 Hardy Boys.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
He looks at you.
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told.
Okay. I can see how this is a difficult situation because I want to say, well, if you don't want to be mixed up in this investigation at all and stuff like that, why wouldn't you just, I don't know, just leave? You know, like, isn't there any other hotel in the city that you could go to? I mean, you would need to imply a lot of other people. Like, Garth would have to lie about who was in the room. Like, you could say this was the room of the hanged man, but I don't know, it would be a lot of lies to pile up to pretend that you weren't here and like that you're not part of this at all. So I can understand how her situation was difficult. Like, as soon as this happened while she was here, she was kind of implicated no matter what. Like, as soon as the police came here to look into it, we would have to find out about her.
She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
I'm trying to put this all together. So their goal by doing all this was to try and make it so she had nothing to do with the killing. Even though she really has nothing to do with the killing, she just knew this guy. And like, she happened to be taking drugs with him and sleeping with him. So they were like, well, if we get the body somewhere else and if we like pretend we lynched him, then it's gonna have nothing to do with her and the police isn't gonna have to question her. But it still really feels like it would have been much safer for her to just like at least leave the hotel, you know, go to Ruby's place. Surely one of the Hardy Boys can give you their place for a while. At least until the police have been here, taken care of the body, and then gone through like the investigation. But I guess we would have found out about her eventually, no matter what, so she didn't feel like running. But damn, that's a big risk that the Hardys took to claim this murder when they had nothing to do with it and just claim that like, yep, we killed him. But it's because they're not really scared of the RCM. So they were like, so what? Even if we claim we did it, what's the RCM gonna do, you know? It was just another occasion for them to show that they don't care about the RCM. and they don't recognize their power. Which, now, looking back, it's pretty surprising that Titus even told us about Clausier. Like, we really broke him down by questioning him about a bunch of details, but like, ultimately, he shouldn't have told us about her. It was all because of their claim that the guy had raped someone, and then they had to be like, well, who is it? Like, it had to be someone. And then she just didn't feel like lying some more, and so she told us the truth. And now here we are. Interesting.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tempering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Well, we didn't completely miss the tempering. We did kind of figure it out. That's why we're here, but anyways.
Oops.
Oops. Ah.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Yeah. She looks at the ground and raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
Oh, and that's why it happened, and like, there was no sound, there was no shouting. Like the guy at the window said, it was like a play, you know, because it was like very silent, because the guy was just dead, so they were just putting him up there. What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did.
I mean, is that laying low to just stay in the same room where all of this happened? You should have at least moved rooms. Or like slept somewhere else. This Ruby, where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Make Titus give up Ruby's location.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Yeah. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Also, she was under the influence of like a lot of things. Like she'd been drinking and taking drugs and...
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Do they have like silencers in this universe? I don't know. Did you kill... Oh, wow. You can just ask that. Did you kill Lily? Why would I ask that? Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe it did? It probably didn't. Either way, something to consider. I mean, if it had to do with her, they would have killed her too, you would think, right? I think it's unlikely that it... But then again, why did they kill this guy? That's the thing we still don't know. We still don't know why this guy was killed. The writing in this game is really great because there are so many layers to this case. There's so many players involved, and like we're just peeling the layers back like one by one. At first it was like just the body, and then like the Hardy Boys, this female driver, not Clausier, like the mercenaries. There's so many layers. It's not like this simple case where you find a few elements and then like it all makes sense. Like we have to keep digging deeper and deeper, and so like now we have a pretty good picture of what happened on the night, but we still don't know who killed him, and more importantly, why. Why did they kill him? Because it was a very simple story, like oh, he was this asshole, he threatened the women around here, so we fucking killed him. Like that was a very simple reason, but it's not what happened. So like why was this mercenary killed? Was it vengeance from someone he hurt in the past? Or like, was it some rival mercenary faction? But why kill him like in this manner here while he's there with this woman? Or does it have something to do with her? I think that's unlikely, but either way, something to consider. I hope I'm telling this to Kim.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
Yeah.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know. Is that you'll get nothing from there.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth.
I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
Oh, man. This is so rough because they went through all this effort, made this whole display of the guy, lynched him out there, implicated themselves. Also, she didn't have anything to do with it. But then no one ever did anything about the body. No one called the police. Like, he was just left to rot there. And then she was like staring at him for days, thinking like, well, someone needs to get him down there. And then they call us, and who do we send? Fucking Harry. This like messed up alcoholic police who's just like doing no police work. Just like waving his gun around, drinking, making a fool of himself. Oh man. Good thing Kim got here. But yeah, like you would think you lynched the guy, and then what next? Surely someone's gonna take him down from there, but who? Who would? Especially if he wasn't liked around here. When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom inside?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
It's so odd that we get to ask that, and I'm not gonna do it, but... I mean, it's always a possibility, right? There were no other witnesses here. He could have just been inside, and like she was out here on the porch, and then she could have just like shot him and disposed of the gun. There's always a possibility. Like, all we have is her testimony, so it's not impossible, but I don't... Like, she could be a very good actress and just like made up this whole thing and just like feigned to be like emotional, recounting it, but... I don't know. I think we're done here for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or maybe you should take her to the station for safekeeping. She lied to you, and she's a flight risk. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. Multiface, I'm beginning to doubt your judgment. Are you sure you're not sleeping on the post? You have to wake this one up with force if you want to continue pushing her.
Multiface? What, drama? The love that did him in. To drama. Not sure I understand what this is for.
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are a bulwark, unbreached.
Oh, the multi-face. Yeah, the drama here.
Get a hold of yourself just once, will you? Try to look past the sexually lax morals and do some police work. So you say, but give us one example of deceit. Just one example.
Just a proposition. Could the lurid explicitness conceal something less sensational but more illegal? I got nothing. You're right, wise counsel. It is silly of me to imply she's lied. So, when you said she lied, I thought you were talking about like what she told us before, but you're saying like all of this that she just told us could be a lie? I mean, it's possible.
Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary of your malcontent?
Are you breaking the fourth wall now?
Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case. This is making you look like an amateur. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
Let's return to this later. I mean, Kim, if you want to arrest her and take her in, go ahead. But you're not gonna do it, are you?
Motorway south.
Ooh, excited for this one.
The lone vector stretches in your mind's eye into the wild pale yonder, for an unimaginable distance, forgetting, until you can no longer remember anything. No cities, no mountains, no oceans, and finally, no vector. Nothing remains. A blank space with no point of reference, where only one type of motion is possible. The motion of a human throat, swallowing, and then it comes to you. To reach the end of the motorway south is to be unborn. You've had this thought before, while aimlessly wandering the streets of Jamrock. A lost piece of the man you were. A dark hope.
Wait, are you saying to reach the end of the motorway south is to die? Or like it's like a reverse birth? It's like going back to non-existence more than dying even? All intellect white checks... Whoa. All intellect white checks unlocked? Really? +1 Inland Empire, the swallowing motion. Really? Because that's a lot of them, I think.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I mean, not really. He died while having sex, sure, but... Ugh. That's so horrible. So she said he had just entered her, and that's when he got shot. I think that would turn me off from sex for like a really long time. That would really mess you up, like, psychosexually. For the person you're having sex with to die, like, during sex. Ooh. I guess I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
What? What is communism in this? It killed him.
No. Communism killed him. Remember? Love made it possible. You know this much.
What is communism in this?
You do not know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere.
How do I know all this then?
Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should go.
Okay. What was that about?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
This is not happening. Alright, let's get back inside. Let's check this window again.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Alright, so we have what happened here. +1, you heard what happened. 72%? Now that's my kind of roll to miss.
Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Is that supposed to be him there? Ooh. This is giving me like a little preview of the map we haven't explored yet. I mean, you guys can't really see it, but I can see the Whirling in Rags here, and then past the waterlock, there's like a bunch of stuff here. A bunch more buildings. Oh man, we are far from done with this game. There's so much stuff left on this map. Okay.
A two-hearted spider.
Ooh. What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired.
Oh man, she was on her back. That means like she was staring right at him. Like she would have been on her back just staring at him as he entered her. And then she saw the shot like going through his head. It's like, oh, that would traumatize you straight up.
The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
I mean, it had to come from like the rooftop of the building next to the Whirling, right? Because like past this, there's nothing else. It's just like the water. And someone couldn't shoot him from that far away, could they?
From the roof outside, location A prime.
Yeah.
The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
So yeah, someone could have been on the roof outside, shot him, and then either jump off the building or like maybe gone through this door. Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Oh, you can see her body here, kind of. That's weird. Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that fires jacketed ammunition, likely a rifle. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
I mean, it feels like she should have seen someone, right? If they shot him from the rooftop. But I guess she was just too... I mean, first of all, she was really inebriated, but also... Like, you wouldn't think to look to the left to see what happened. She was just probably just shocked at what happened, right? So that would give that person plenty of time to get out of the roof.
The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark.
Yeah.
It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies.
Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point?
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective.
It would have to be her that killed him. Are there any arguments against A prime the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could there have been another point of origin further away? I mean, where could it be?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
I mean, do they have guns that can shoot from this far away? Extrapolate the radius.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
I haven't visited those places yet, so it's gonna make this a little bit difficult, but more precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
I feel like I should visit those places before looking at those, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to come back to this train of thought, so I guess I'll look at them now and like cross-reference them later. The boardwalk?
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
That's insanely far away though. Like that's so far from where we are. They would need like extremely precise snipers, which like I don't feel like they should have with their technology. What about Land's End?
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
To get him in one shot too. The islet?
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime the boardwalk, B double prime Land's End, B triple prime the islet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
He's like actually impressed. He's like, wow, you've really been thinking about this. What is the likelihood that it came from a further distance? Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
Alright. That sounds good. Ooh, man. This case is getting more and more complicated. I mean, this whole time we were like asking more about like what happened to the body and stuff like that. Now we're like getting to the actual killing part. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. Ruby was the organizer of the hanging. She's also missing, but the Hardy Boys would be tight-lipped about her location. You need to get them to open up. Have you fully explored the Whirling? Analyzed the site of the murder, truly and thoroughly interrogated Clasier? All this might make convincing them easier. And determine where the shot came from. Okay, so that's gonna give us a reason to explore these other places. I guess now we could check out this elevator in here.
The elevator stands open, inviting you to step inside.
It says the last maintenance was in 88.
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
Oh? This elevator was last maintained in the future? 88. The elevator was maintained a long time ago, which is obviously what it is, but let's be weird about it.
No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century.
Oh. So it's not a message from the future?
No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about this backroom elevator after the revolution.
I wonder what this elevator was used for.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
He taps the on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Am I gonna have to start a counter this episode too? Look at the elevator controls.
There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
By international, you mean it's in English. Monte and descend means going up and going down, if it's not obvious enough. Close the doors and go up. I thought it was gonna go down. Ooh, what is this place? Oh! We're behind her room! Hang on, let me get my flashlight. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Like, the person who killed the man might have run in here to hide and then, like, waited for another moment to leave. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Ooh, we got a journal in here. Ooh, pinball maker's coat. +1 empathy, +1 hand-eye coordination. +1 empathy, M. Knifelock's Blues. This dusty old coat used to belong to someone called M. Kniflocks. The name is stitched into the silk lining. It smells of moths and ancient engine grease, but fits you perfectly. A strange, lonely emotion fills you when you tighten the belt around your waist. Interesting. Let's see what that looks like. I do like that. I really look like a detective now. Not with the pants, though. I need some better pants. Oh man, I really look like a detective now. That's great. The pants don't really fit, but I don't really have anything else right now, so... Ooh, nice. Nice. Alright, here's another old pinball machine. The pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. The lieutenant looks around the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf.
Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point.
At some point, 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue.
This used to be a pinball workshop.
Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There are machines left over.
He taps his foot. Are you getting impatient?
A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf.
Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door. One of them even works. I've seen one of the hearties bang away at it.
Yeah.
Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Whirling in Rags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This is all left over from that.
Ah, yes, as the novelty dice maker said. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure. But I do like a nice little connection.
Yes, me too. He makes a note in his notebook.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Could this mean the Whirling in Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be part of a neighborhood ghost story about bankruptcy.
And he doesn't really seem the superstitious kind.
It's not a ghost story. It's a curse, and God ought to be made knowledgeable so he can perform counterspells.
Okay. Oh. Footprints?
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last weeks or two.
3 weeks maximum, from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at you.
This is good. He likes it. There's a little smile there,
Oh?
in the dark of the workshop.
A little smile in the dark here?
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Yeah. Thank you for the kind words, Kim. I'm glad you're finally appreciating my police work. See, that's why you need to explore every little nook and cranny, especially in this place that's all like connected to this case. But I'm glad to hear you say it. Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. The roof from where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer. And if not, at least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it, to present to Titus.
Let's have a closer look then.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways.
Ooh, I'm glad my perception is so high. This doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it? Yeah, one person went back and forth.
Between that and that.
He points to the elevator doors in the corner. This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging.
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument for her either.
Wait, why do you suddenly think that Ruby is the person that came here? Are you saying Ruby could have killed him? Ruby was the person who helped Clazier hide the body. Not hide the body, but move the body. Could she have also killed him? It doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hang, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Okay, but by walking around here, aren't we like messing up this whole scene?
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
Alright, let's move on. There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom. Oh my god, really? You can see through this hole? This could be significant.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere.
I think I can see into Clasier's bedroom from here.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here.
He leans closer to inspect the peephole.
The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
What were those people doing in there?
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural.
Alright, let's look at this letter on the desk. Schematics for a pinball machine, futurism themed. Okay, I thought maybe it was gonna be like a letter or something. Very interesting. And then we can unlock this?
This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before.
So what's on the other side?
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask Glacia about this route. See how she reacts?
Folded M dimension. A reference to the popular science fiction series, In System. Look who's in a good mood suddenly. And
Henry.
read science fiction. Yes, it is quite likely that we will re-emerge on the M plane. Brace for psychokinetic impact. Or the roof.
Look who's in a good mood suddenly. Let's unbar the door. I mean, yeah, she's gonna be gone. Can we still go in her room even though like it's late at night? Like she's probably in bed by now. Because if she's not in here past 11, then where is she? This is her room after all. Okay, well, I'm glad I went through that. That's some interesting information. Should we tell Gart about the pinball thing?
Can I help you?
Gart, I saw another thing at the Whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Okay, let's definitely not tell him about that. Gart, what if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He controls his excitement well.
He's really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Skeletons. A mausoleum of the dead. Pinball machines. A pinball workshop. Nothing. The black gaping maw at the end of time. Should we mess around with him? He doesn't look like he has much of a sense of humor, so maybe we should just be straight. Pinball machines.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why? Do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game. Didn't check. Pinball isn't relevant to the investigation. Didn't check. Pinball is stupid. No. Why? Do you want to play?
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade? If you're thinking of selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut. C-suite shit. Beat your chest. I'm a disruptor. I feel a capitalist plot coming up. Thinking of turning the place around?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. Well, the machine we have in the corner now is broken. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
Yeah, there's also a peephole in the wall.
What wall?
Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Clausia's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face.
Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guest? I mean, I don't think so. I don't want to accuse him needlessly. Alright, you've been notified.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
The color has drained from his face. I wonder if it said that because he's the one who's been peeping? Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my stuff. The establishment will look at it and ascertain what it was.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Thanks for having my back, Kim, for once.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. And now a hole in the wall.
I mean, it's a tiny hole, to be fair. All right.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Well, I may have discovered that the Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Wait, so you know of the curse?
Everyone knows of it.
Well, the Whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call and couldn't reach you.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Hold on, not once? Isn't that already a sign of decline?
It's a sign of the Whirling in rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
The Whirling was once the East Delta pinball arcade before it failed. It's only a matter of time before the Whirling fails too. The Whirling was once the East Delta pinball arcade which failed, though perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse. Let's be positive.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area?
Yes, it
This
does.
pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here.
Wow.
I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
You really care about the Whirling, huh?
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Aha, so you finally admit it. You shouldn't be so worried about that label, you know.
I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that.
That's true. Who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar.
Of course.
Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
Really? You're just gonna say that so casually to some police officers? You're really opening up to me, Gart, huh? Who named it Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
Why not?
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a
Oh?
great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
Really?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Well, Kim likes it. What about those other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
A basement dive? Where is that?
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
And the others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the Whirling.
That's not really a cafeteria, is it? Well, good luck to you with this place then. Well, too bad it's all doomed then. I don't want to mess with him. He's being nice for once. Good luck to you with this place.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up? Yes?
Alright, goodbye. Good talk, Gart. You're growing on me. So, it is now midnight. I think now would be a good time to have Kim send the body to the station. And then we'll have a little bit of time to ourselves. I can't see shit.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Alright, let's bag him. Take him away.
All right.
He takes out a shiny black body bag and starts pulling the plastic over the dead man's face.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Well, let's bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Poor Kuno's gonna have to find something else to do. Maybe more drugs? And he's gone. It's just us now. Feels really spooky out here at night, especially by myself. Ugh. Scribbled between the thighs of a page 3 girl, l'origine du disco. Yeah? Should I go give the drugs to Kuno? Kim isn't here to judge me anymore. And I did tell him I was going to. You're probably thinking, you can't give drugs to a kid, but the kid's gonna keep taking drugs no matter what. And it's a really small quantity too. I think I'd rather stay on his good side, because then maybe he can help me further with the investigation, you know? I still had to ask him about one thing. Oh yeah, it was asking about the rest of the armor.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I took care of the drug situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back.
Again, it's not a kilo.
That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way.
Oh man, I really shouldn't be... I really should not be giving it to him, but like... He's gonna fucking hate me if I don't give it to him, right? And like, I don't know if he still has a part to play in this whole thing. Like, no matter what I do, I don't think I'm gonna be turning this kid's life around, so... Does it really matter? Alright, fair is fair.
Wow, that's heavy.
He waves the minuscule bottle around and slips it into his coat pocket.
There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honorable like that.
Okay, we got a bunch of experience from that, damn. Out comes another similar vial from the sock above his running shoe. Here you go.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig?
I looked around in there. It's not the easy life you've got going on in that apartment. Kuno, I met your dad. Oh. Okay, we get to ask him some questions. It's not the easy life you've got going on in that apartment.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Really?
Yeah, we got plans.
Okay. There was a textbook with your name on it.
Yeah, so fucking what?
He turns even redder. It says Kuno, not Kuno. Kuno de Ruyter.
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
That's a lame name, Kuno. I like it. Kuno de Ruyter.
He's trying to fuck you again.
Fuck out of here. Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it. Kuno can change his name into anything. Gonna change my name into
Don't change your name into that, Kuno.
Wait.
Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
That's a lame name, Kuno.
Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it.
You can't fuck with Kuno.
There were tons of unpaid utility bills there.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
Let me guess, Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about them. That's no place to live. You have to find somewhere else. Find a job. Pay them yourself. Your dad can't handle things anymore. Oh, man. Change of topic, then. Let me guess. Kuno doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink.
That's no place to live. You should find somewhere else.
That's right. It's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground. Leroy shit. Ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
The little one seems overjoyed at the prospect. Kuno, I met your dad.
Yeah, you do some Sambo shit, sneak in. Was the Beano-clad hooker thing real?
Well, you came up with that, to be clear.
Sambo is an acronym for Samoan boxing, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just letting you know.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. It was dark in there. We sneaked in and got out. It was what you said. Kim dressed up as a hooker, full drag, distracted him. Kuno, your dad is half dead alcoholic. He was sleeping under some clothes. I killed your dad, Kuno. Oh my God. He's not gonna believe me even if I say that. Oh man. What should I tell him? Should I just tell him the truth or like tell him what he wants to hear? I almost want to say it just to see his reaction. I killed your dad, Kuno.
What is this shit? He's fucked up on roids to drink more. You can't kill him. Kuno's dad says he'll die by his own hand. Die suicide style.
I don't want to. I don't want to implicate Kim in this, so I can't say that. Kuno, your dad is a half-dead alcoholic, so.
What?
Oh, does that surprise you? His eyes become large and
His
round.
posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told you. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad.
Oh, are you like embarrassed that he was sleeping? You're like, oh, he's supposed to be like this badass, but and then like you're scrambling, trying to find a way to turn this to make him sound cool.
You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
Kuno window? Come on, kid, just stop. Stop acting tough, kid. You don't have to be scared of him anymore. Whatever scary thing he might have been, now he is nothing. Yeah, I was wrong. He's hardcore, a real killer. Yeah, stop acting tough, kid.
Kuno's not fucking trying to be tough. This shit is real. Kuno's fucking violent dad's gonna be a vegetable. Kuno knows that shit. Stroke shit. Stomach fucked up, and Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Go out West Revachol style.
This is so sad, really. This poor kid. Like, he's just had such a shitty life, and like he's trying so hard to look tough, and like he has no hopes, no aspirations in life. Like, just wants to go out in some terrible way. It's sad.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
The whisper comes smaller than usual. She's like, this is sad even for you.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Even she knows.
Fuck you talking sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit.
You don't have to turn into that. Chances are you are going to turn into that. Say nothing. You don't have to turn into that.
Get your fucking nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think 'cause you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed, you're friends now?
Yeah.
Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
He pants from exhaustion.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
The relief is palpable. The little hat jumps up and down behind the fence.
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
Ooh. Interesting. Okay, let's conclude this business.
Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno needs to drop the bomb.
He spits on the ground, yellowish, foaming spit. Ew. Alright, bye, kid. Oh, wait, actually, I wanted to ask you...
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest of his armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
He drills his temples with his fingers in some strange, aggressive gesture. What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
He performs a kickoff on the imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Oh, so monks are okay, but nuns are not okay? Come on, Kuno.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
Who? The mustached union fuck? What, you mean Tommy? What do you mean, troubadour?
Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Oh, you mean Manana?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Oh. What does that have to do with cows?
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
There were contusions all over his body. Did you do that?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He grabs his head like it's suddenly hurting.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
A contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about the marks your stones left on the corpse. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're stupid. I hate words too. Let's back up. This isn't going anywhere. A contusion is a bruise, Kuno.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
The ladder, ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
So you would say that the ladder is unclimbable?
Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
What, are you scared?
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Alright, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
See you, Kuno. Love you. Always fun talking to you. Alright, so Manana might know more about the armor. Interesting. Was there anything else I wanted to do while Kim isn't here? The only thing was like talking to Clausier, which we can't do because she's not there anymore. And then I guess just like washing. Oh, they've turned off the disco shit. Alright, well I guess it's time to sleep. I really need to wash myself first.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. This is a white check that you may retry. Do we have any encyclopedia? Do not have encyclopedia.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, it belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century.
Oh, I got the double
Enough
six.
time had passed from the failure of the revolution.
Kind of a waste.
That, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay, I really thought I was going to fail it, and I just wanted to see what it was going to say. I got a double six. That feels kind of like a waste. I didn't want to waste my luck on this roll that's really, like, unimportant. Ah, shit. It's like because I succeed at these pointless rolls, then I fail all, like, the important ones. Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
Guillaume le Million? You mean Guillaume le Lion? Yeah, the former king of Revachol.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Boîte de nuit, that's like a night box, which I guess is like a discotheque. So I adopted it? Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I mean, it's really just a smile. At least on this picture, it's just a smile. On this picture, it's more like a... So just because you saw Guillaume do this face, now you're just doing this face. Okay. I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
So he was a king and he was a singer? Or is Guillaume le Million not the same as Guillaume le Lion?
Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, Because, unlike Guillaume Le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
I mean, my gun is nothing next to my spinning kick, but okay. How long ago was the nuke?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
I mean, I'm slowly coming to terms with that. I don't think it should be I don't think it would be such a bad thing, considering. I don't really think I have a family to go back to, so I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Ooh. Ooh. A 2? +2, know the origin. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. This is a wide check. I can get a bit more electrochemistry, I think. Here's my stopping the expression. I mean, I kind of like doing the expression, but I am curious to see...
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
It's still only 8%, even with 5 electrochemistry. Wow, that barely moved. I can try.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Alright, that's fair. Alright, well, I really need to, can I still not... Still can't open that thing there. Can I wash myself?
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
I want to live forever with the corpse smell? Memento mori and stuff. Hell no, run yourself a bath.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
I feel like I'm about to drown myself. Undress, close your eyes, and submerge.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting. Like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing
Why would you
up
say
and down
that?
along your flanks, like sad duckies.
They're still in the bath? I couldn't at least take those out?
You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
Yeah, take the beer cans out, please.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
Let's linger in the tub a little bit.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench.
Well, you need to scrub harder, man.
Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental.
Uh-oh.
Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Memories of my past are coming back. Let's get out.
The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Not sure why I put my clothes back on, but... Alright, well, that's done. Let's close the door. And sleep. Do you have a new thought? Ooh. Guillaume Le Million. Right. He's the guy that just, like, vanished, right? Former king of Revachol, led before Frisell, but the communists drove him into exile. He abdicated and lived out a long, productive life as a venture capitalist? I can never pronounce that. Capitalist. A venture capitalist in Grad. Huh. -1 logic. Head in the clouds. Whatever happened to Guillaume Le Million, who, with his amber mane and sparkling teeth, beguiled the tattered remains of the nation? While you suffered and suffered, did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust? Or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slandering new lines of some starlit boîte de nuit 20 years ago? Spare a thought for his great ass, too? Or wait, maybe he became a police officer in Revachol West? Wait. Are you saying I could be Guillaume Le Million? There's no fucking way. We still have date of birth generator and wasteland of reality researching. I also have like 3 skill points. I should probably put a point in something. Damn, perception is at 8. I did need higher volition for a few rolls. Oh man, I have so many rolls to try again. So many rolls. A lot of rhetoric, a lot of conceptualization. Could put a point in rhetoric and conceptualization. But it's already at 6. Rhetoric's at 4. Could put a point in that. Some of these definitely like chime in much more often than others. Like Shivers and Half Light, I've almost never seen chime in. Maybe it's because they're very low. But like, you know, Encyclopedia gets there a lot, conceptualization. I mean, we still have a lot of skill points to come, I'm sure, so let's just go to bed for now.
The bed is still cold from the broken window.
Am I gonna get visions tonight?
It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Can I actually sleep?
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark.
Every time.
You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street. Recorded in you. Forever. On ferrotape.
Spinning in eternity, spinning on empty. Spinning, spinning. Tell me, am I dreaming?
No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Spinning on empty.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Whatever the fuck you say.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
I never know what the fuck you guys are talking about. What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Ooh, the colors, the voices, the rain, the snow, I don't want to. It's beautiful. The endless visions, erase them. And I'm tired of all this.
It's not possible anymore. It's stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister. A ceaseless agent, picking up litter and old newspapers,
Is this my full
collecting
name?
your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right, I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
I'm doing just fine.
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
I'm just looking out for my economic self-interest. We're making progress, measured, steady progress. Forget politics, I'll never sleep if I keep on like this. Who's making progress? You mean me as an individual? Or like the world?
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
Okay, that's not what you said.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Feel the pillow under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
I can't sleep because of you fuckers.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
Open your eyes. What are you guys even talking about? I'm just trying to sleep here, god damn it. What is this now?
Good. You're up.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly out of control. The center isn't holding, and despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
I thought things were going pretty well, yeah.
Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case,
Yes.
interviewing people, solving side tasks.
Ooh, that too.
But who's focusing on the big questions?
I assume the most qualified and highly credentiated people were taking care of that stuff. This really doesn't sound like my job. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, what am I supposed to do?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
What exactly is la responsabilité?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder?
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
Look, I'm not gonna change the world here. I'm just trying to take care of my own life and like my police work. Alright, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
Do we really have time for all this? And who should sit on this committee? That was like too much responsibility from me. I don't want it.
Don't run away from it now, Harry. You know it's the right thing to do.
You're right. Who's going to sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Rivershaw. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
And what happens once we've assigned responsibility?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
I don't have a single clue what the hell this game has been talking about for the last 5 minutes. I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
What the fuck kind of task is that? Things down here are a mess. Someone really ought to do something about it. First, though, you and some other moralists should probably form a committee to decide whose job it is. Form a committee of moralists to assign responsibility. Kim might know where to start. Okay. Sure. Also, while Kim isn't with me yet, let's try and go talk to Klasi again. You see the yard below, the corpse is no longer there, finally. Finally! Episode 15, we've taken care of the body for real this time. Hello again.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Oh, I can try this one again. Now that Kim isn't here, let's talk about Sunday night.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium. Before you was only the room, the sound of the motor vehicle, steam in the bathroom, and darkness. Did you hear something Sunday night from my room? Yeah, you're one of the first things I remember.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
I mean, is that the correct term? That's what I was led to believe. Did you hear something?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Oh, did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
Really? She arches her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you.
Oh, we're huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Yeah, we go on all right. It mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? Nah, we go on.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing.
Ooh.
Like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
What was I singing? Was I singing this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in Saint... Wait, where did I find that? I don't remember where I found that. Was I singing this?
Yes, there was a church in there.
Oh.
A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
What else?
That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
I'm sorry. When you say wounded, do you mean that in a cool way, like a wild beast?
Yes, it was very cool.
Nice.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
That works with me. Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted? That's so me. What did I do? You're making this up. I would never behave like that. Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted?
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room.
Okay.
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
You know, I haven't really considered the possibility that I, intentionally did this to myself, because I just don't know how I would do it. Well, we know he was suicidal, so maybe, I took a bunch of stuff, or, I drank so much that I figured I was gonna die. Is there a way that maybe he intentionally inflicted a memory loss upon himself? Would I have the means to do that? I don't really know.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Thank you, I guess.
No problem, sir.
And we get a new skill point. Drama. Yeah, this is still impossible. Let's not even try it. Alright, well, thank you for telling me. Let's see if Kim is back. Oh, you guys are back. Good morning.
Yes?
Oh, I can try this one again. Logic 3. +1 sorry cop, +1 Sylvie suicide jokes, +1 Roy mentions suicide. Why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
What? No, that can't be right. Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up, like, as a joke?
I've considered it.
So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Ah, so you are their finest. Do you really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far.
Thanks.
Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
I mean, I think we're doing pretty well so far, don't you, Kim?
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Ah, thank you, Kim. Kim, we need to talk about responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective.
Oh.
I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
What do you mean?
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us.
No. I meant like la responsabilité, you know, the kind that gets assigned.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
Point to the ground for the murder. Point to yourself for my disaster of a life. Spread your arms wide for this whole situation.
Now I understand.
You do? Because I don't.
Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility?
How did you know?
Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees.
Oh.
In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee.
But you're also a moralist, aren't you?
You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villodron, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment.
I'd rather not have to talk to this guy again.
If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first, you might need to speak with his young companion.
Why'd you say it like that, Kim?
Now, was there anything else?
Alright. Oh, everyone's back. Yes, I'm very attractive. Great, thank you. Who are you saying this to?
Hi again, Gendarme.
I need to talk with your Sunday friend again. It's about committee business.
Oh, a committee. How interesting. And if I may ask, Gendarme, what is this committee about?
He takes a measured drag of his cigarette.
He's all bemused skepticism. He doesn't actually care what you want with his friend.
I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to reach a higher authority. It's about assigning la responsabilité. I'm really not at liberty to say. I guess.
God, of course it is. My friend is always trying to convince me I need a little more responsibility, as though I don't have enough going on already. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where he is. We don't talk about everything, you see.
He gently taps the end of his cigarette with his forefinger.
He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast.
Oh.
In an unofficial capacity, of course.
I guess I'll have to look for him along the coast. Do you know when he'll be back?
Not a clue. I'm not his agenda keeper, you see.
Alright, I'll look for him.
I guess you will.
He tips his head ever so slightly towards you.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Don't I have like a composure equipment? But again, I feel like I tried before to like put on clothes to get a new role, and I don't think you do. I think putting on new clothes does not open up new roles, right? Oh.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
So there's a lack of magnesium in me?
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
I need to mag it up?
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
I mean, I'm doing pretty fine for someone who's had multiple strokes, but you're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form?
Yes. If you want
There
to
it
live,
is.
you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
I don't think it's gonna do that. Magnesium-based life form, -1 shivers, no shakes. It is generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms, fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, and locomotion. It is also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it is important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Mag it. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag. Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you just need to quit. What do we tell them? I'm not sure I want to be researching that. That seems like it might make me want to take more drugs. I don't know. I can't quite tell what like the main thing I'm supposed to do is at this point. Like, we're still just investigating this murder, but like, I don't know, I guess I'll talk to the Hardy Boys again.
It's you again.
Yeah,
What
it's
is it?
me. Okay, I talked to Claudia, now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
He leans back and regards you with curiosity, because she's your real leader. I'm going to level with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer. I haven't seen her in the laudanum-induced delirium. The paranormal instinct whispers her name in my ear. Look, I need to pin this on someone and I've decided to pin this on her. I suspect she killed the victim, that's why. A civil war is brewing and the only way to prevent it is to solve the murder. That means talking to Ruby. She's a suspect in another case I'm investigating. Damn, I get a lot of answers here. I mean, she's the next link in the chain that leads me to Lely's killer.
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not.
No, I'm not. I just want to ask her some questions.
Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
He throws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Logic Impossible 18. Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. That's pretty high. I can't even read it though. Okay, so these are all the same. Oh man. +1 found key in Union box. +1 saw the winch outside. The key in the Union box, staged like a play, reconstructed the murder scene. The secret route found. That's +3. +1 Ruby is a drug trader established. That's logic. Do we have any logic equipment? I should probably make a list of like the items I have so I can stop like just looking at them one by one. +1 logic with these, but -1 authority. I have more logic with the hat. Alright, sure, we'll put on the hat just for this one thing.
What is it?
Hey Titus, please don't mind the hat. I just need it for a moment. Okay, now it's up to 83, so...
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
I mean, I really don't think she's the one that killed him. I guess it's possible. She would have had to like go through there, kill him, then like rush back down so she can be here for all the witnesses. But even if she did it, they wouldn't tell me. They would cover up for her because they hated that guy.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go to the toilet. She didn't go to the bar for a drink. She didn't go out for fresh air for one smoke. Where even is the toilet around here? She didn't go to the bar for a drink?
No.
In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Kaup.
No, of course not.
And just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
Well, just the fact that you felt the need to go through this in your mind means you think it's possible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
You do agree the shot came from the roof, right? A skilled sambo artist could have climbed the outer wall like a spider. There is a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. Have you noticed the winch out back on the outer wall of the Whirling? The winch? What's a winch? Any of various machines or instruments for hauling or pulling. Did you know about that secret route?
How?
You look sincerely curious through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
Yes, the old guy.
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
I am indeed. What do you mean weird, Theo?
Was run by a fella called Nerflock something.
Yeah.
He wore a yellow dust coat, like the one you have on right now. Weird guy. Never liked him.
Oh, I didn't know they could even acknowledge the clothes you have on. That's like the first time. Ooh. So there's like a bunch of little optional dialogue that we might have missed just from depending on what you wear. Interesting.
It is a very comfortable coat for such an oldie.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
Actually, there is an elevator.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Good one, Kim. From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
Now I'm not sure if I should have told him that.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Ooh, okay. Got a bunch more. Oh, yeah, she did. Oh, yeah, maybe she did hide the key there? You do agree the shot came from the roof, right?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
There's a 72% chance that the bullet came from the roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
I analyzed it on the spot. Turns out I can do that. Yes, big lab back in Jamrock. The Jamrock Ballistics lab. Nope, I analyzed it.
No, you can't. I know what you did here on the weekend. People talk. And what they say doesn't sound like a science cop. You're a madman.
Well, I got better.
Those numbers were an ass pull, man.
Yeah, and they don't put her on the roof either. It's just mambo jambo. He hasn't got shit.
I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop.
Footprints. Recent.
Recent? Recent, a week or two. Recent, but they didn't fit with any of yours on the scene, Ruby included. There were prints there with horizontal lines. Yeah, a week or two.
That close, huh? How fortunate. I'll take a thorough look at those prints myself before I believe that, Cobb.
I mean, now you're gonna find mine up there, but... Yeah.
Good news is, I'm still listening.
Guess what? Remember the key I found here?
I don't like guessing, Cobb. No one does.
It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key was right here, with you, all the time.
He looks at the hawthorn bush outside the window. You didn't find it, but Ruby did. That's how she got up there.
Quit jumping to conclusions, Theo. You took that key. Did it look like it was recently put there?
No, the ribbon was old, faded. It'd been there for 20 years at least.
She could have made a copy. She could have just put it back there once she was done. Yeah, maybe I was jumping to conclusions. She could have just put it back there once she was done.
Why? This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well, and you know it.
But it's possible.
It doesn't fit well, but it fits. And he knows it.
I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with her, though. Have you noticed the winch out back on the outer wall?
I've seen the winch. I'm not blind. You saying it's part of the elevator she used to get up there?
That's right.
That's wall mystery down then. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern Ruby, does it?
I don't think these have anything to do with Ruby, so have we firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
I haven't... Wait, did I analyze the bullet? It was jacketed. Oh. That's true. Wait, no, that can be her because that happened after I came here, and I came here because the guy died, so it's not... That was... Ooh, that would be so stupid to say. Yeah, it was jacketed.
So...
The man shrugs and looks at you.
So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it. I'm just being upfront with what I know. You're right, I'm never solving this case. It's too complicated. Just because it's rare doesn't mean you can't get it.
Cobb. That's exactly what it means.
No, it just means it's harder.
That wasn't strong.
There is a small chance that shot came from beyond the roof.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72% chance means. It means there's a 28% chance it isn't that. And 28% is no small chance either.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
I've already established Ruby's running drugs. She could have smuggled guns too.
God damn. That's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
All I'm saying is, from what I saw in her cabin, she'd have no trouble getting a gun. I shouldn't say that, because then that means I went to look through her cabin. Alright, fine, Titus. If it touches on your precious business.
Okay, Cobb. She's got connections. I could see how she could have access to a gun. That still doesn't mean she did.
Doesn't mean she did, but means she could have.
That's all you needed. Doubt.
I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
All right, Cobb. Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
I mean, I don't want to keep talking. Dinner is ready, I need to leave. I've been recording for a long time.
We're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. Maybe it's all part of a leadership challenge against you, Titus. Maybe she killed him because she thought it would curry favor with you? Yeah, why organize the cover-up?
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have just been covering up for herself. Oh, that's true.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Could you, Eugene?
Time for a logics demonstration.
Eugene, let's assume you killed him. Shanky, let's assume you killed him. Titus, let's assume you killed him. Let's go with Shanky. He seems the one that's most, like, confused about it.
I didn't do it, fucker! It wasn't my plan!
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob, or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man! I would never fuck my guys over like that.
He squeaks with indignation.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
She did do that, didn't she?
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Maybe it's all part of a leadership challenge? I don't think so. To curry favor, I don't think so either. Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room.
We got him.
The old man in the corner nods.
This is the real leader, isn't it?
A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know where she went.
Oh.
She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
I mean, she might be scared of the retaliation from the Colonel mercenaries.
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though.
Okay, so he doesn't know. He doesn't know where she is, but he's working with us here, so... man. Dinner's ready, my girlfriend's waiting for me to eat. I really need to stop here. I think I'm gonna pause and just continue this in a little bit, so, be right back.
I get my way, get out my way. No mistakes.
Alright, I am back. Let's finish this conversation. Perhaps he looks out of the window again, ask her if you find her. It won't be easy. When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
And you didn't find that suspicious at all? What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me as in the RCM? Me personally? The RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Really?
And a hole in his heart. That first.
And the hole in his heart? Don't forget the funny tie, too. No wonder she's afraid. I have come to declare the ending of the human experiment. I'm sorry. God, why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow? I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head. Wait, she was scared of me specifically? Or is he just fucking with me? And a hole in his heart?
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
Oh, so you saw that too. Good. Don't forget the funny tie too.
How can I forget?
He nods at your tie.
You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under 1 billion stars.
You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Oh? What do you mean? Are you starting to respect me as a policeman? What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't stop? Can't stop?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
A human can opener?
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
So you're saying I'm actually a really good policeman, and that I always find my suspect?
Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
I guess so. Anything else? Anything?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught Pete. But she was too scared.
Huh. I guess maybe I've ran into her before, like in my past as a policeman. I mean, she is involved in like drug trade and stuff, so it's possible I knew about her. Maybe we've met before, or like do we have a more personal connection? How curious. Or did she just hear about me from other people? I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head.
Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Do you have any clues on where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry.
Yeah, that's true.
She's on foot.
She's hiding somewhere in Martinez then.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Unless she wants to be found.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Ooh, ho. How to turn stable. Things sure have changed around here, huh, Titus? Just from us having a little conversation. Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure. There's some shit houses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So that's one place we haven't looked.
Interesting. So there's no members of the union on the coast because the fisherfolk are not unionized. Huh.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
Well, we finally have a task like specifically about going in the village. I mean, I guess we did have to find Lena's husband too, but this is more like case related.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
She has like blue-purple hair, right?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Oh? Didn't Tommy tell us her hair was like purple or blue? Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies at a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
Kind of looks like you know more.
There you have it. Pale something.
I love hearing more about the Pale. Every time someone mentions something to do with the Pale, I'm like, oh, please tell me more.
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
I guess so. It's not much, but it'll do.
It'll have to.
He puts his hand out. Oh, wow. Are we shaking hands here?
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
That sounds nice.
Not just granite. tightly packed RCM sergeant material.
You should be a cop, Titus. I don't think I should tell him that. He's not going to appreciate it, but I'm just gonna think it.
No, he already is a sergeant. That's what you're feeling. He just wasn't sure what you are.
All right. Well, oh shit. Please, let me just take that off. All right. All right, well, we have quite a few things to do for the next episode. I might go and explore the rest of town. So at first I really thought Ruby only helped her, oh boy, I have 14 moralists. At first I really thought Ruby just helped Clausier with the body, but now the more we've been talking about it, it does sound like maybe she's our #1 suspect. She did have the means, we don't have a motive yet, but she could be one of the suspects. Either that or it's some sniper from like much further away, but I don't know. But yeah, got a few things to do for the next episode. I might explore that new part of town. I look forward to seeing what we find there. So yeah, more progress on the actual case today. Definitely getting a clearer picture of what happened now with Clausier's testimony and like Titus's help. He's been a lot more helpful than I thought he was going to be when we first met. I really thought he was going to stonewall us the entire time, but we're actually kind of buddies now. Like he even shook my hand. I was surprised. And yeah, seeing just how much of the map is left, I have a feeling that like I'm maybe halfway through this game at this point. So this is going to be a much longer playthrough than I originally anticipated, but that's fine. I've been enjoying it. I just hope that you guys will keep watching the videos even if it starts going a little bit long. So far the viewership has been pretty steady, so please keep watching, keep dropping some likes, keep leaving me some little comments. All of that helps with the dreaded algorithm. With all that being said, and until next time, I had fun playing this, hope you had fun watching it, and I'll see you in the next episode for some more Disco Elysium. Stay disco.